Well, good morning, everybody. Fabulous, beautiful Monday morning. Did you guys see the sky? It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And so happy Monday, another day in our journey of life. So let me really quickly look at who's here and who's not. Okay. Ty's here. Layla, nope. Okay. Michelle's here. Daisy's here. Blaine's here. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming today. I so appreciate it. Today, this week, we are all about cells. We're going to talk lots about cells. Today's going to go a little on the short side because I have a few things I want you to do on your own. And then we're going to have some fun with it on Wednesday, okay? But let's just look at the schedule for the week under modules. There we go, got your pictures up. All right, so week 3. So we've got our prepare part. This is the overview. If you click on that, you'll see most of what you, the list of things that I want you to go chapter 4 in our regular required textbook. Again, if you don't have your required textbook, I've got the reading online that you can use. We've got some videos. Most of those things we're going to go over in class. So you can watch those again if you want for just some review. In case you missed class this week, you can watch those. Here's an old lecture video. It's a long one. And I just put it up there because for variety, I guess. I don't actually expect people to listen to a really long lecture video. But if you want to, it's there. It's from a year or two ago. And then the activities we got going this week. I got some flashcards up here for you that you can look at. We're doing microscopes for our lab this week, and of course our usual quiz. Okay, so and if we go back and look at, I think most everything on the module will kind of reflect what I just said. Yeah, there's our readings, and the videos are all intermixed in here. I got some flashcards on energy. I didn't put that on the overview, but again, they're there for you if you'd like. Oops, so no, we got our microscopes lab. It's right there. For some reason, it says due May 1st. That's incorrect. It's due like at the end of the week. So that'll probably change, just so you're aware. Before I get going, is there any other questions? Okay, is Emily with us today?
Yep, she just walked in my room.
Okay, excellent. Okay. And just double check and see if anyone else popped in. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so you're going to need today a pencil or a pen or a piece of paper because we're going to draw a picture. Okay, so make sure you have that handy. If you need to get that, please do that right now. Okay. Everyone good to go? Thumbs up. Excellent. Layla, are you good to go? All right, excellent. Okay. Let me share a different screen. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is when life began. So we really think that life began somewhere between 3.5 to 4 billion years ago on the Earth. That's our best guess, right? Okay. Obviously, we might be off by a few billion years. I don't know. Who knows? But our best guess is 3.5 to 4 billion years ago. And the very um, first groups of life came about because of amino acids. Do you guys, who remembers what an amino acid is from last week? What is an amino acid and why is it important? Friday class, amino acid, the building block of something.
Protein.
Proteins, Blaine, you got it, right. Amino acids are the building block of proteins. So you should like be saying that over and over in your mind because super, oh, hey, did someone say something in the, oh, nucleotides are the building block of nucleic acids. So both amino acids and nucleotides are what we call monomers, right? Okay, they're building blocks of something, of a biological molecule. Amino acids are the building block of proteins, and nucleotides are the building block of nucleic acids like DNA and RNA. Okay, so make sure we keep those clear in our minds. So these amino acids were in like some primordial goo, and they got together and they formed the very first cell. Okay, and the very first cells are very much like the bacteria cells of today. So they looked something like, oops, let's see, something like this. Okay, very basic cell. Just remember, if you remember, what makes a membrane are phospholipids. You guys remember that? Those are one of the lipids we had talked about on Friday. So this membrane is made of phospholipids all the way around. And in the middle, the simplest DNA, just a little ring of DNA was able to form, okay? And there were probably some other things in here, but this was a very, very basic cell, okay? And we call these cells that were the first to originate on the Earth prokaryotes. Prokaryotes, okay? Now the word prokaryote, the way to remember this is pro can mean either you're for something, or it can also mean before something, okay? In this case, the word pro means before, okay? And karyo means nucleus. So in this case, prokaryotes means before cells had nucleus. There was no nuclei. This is DNA, so it's not a nucleus, okay? So if you remember from 5th grade science class, a nucleus is that structure in the middle where DNA is. We'll draw that at some point during the week, okay? Prokaryotes. So it's before nucleus. Now, time goes by, 1 billion, 2 billion years go by, and nuclei change, or nuclei come about. We get nucleus, okay? And that is a group of organisms called eukaryotes. Okay, you recognize karyo again, so we know that means nucleus. Eu means true. Okay, so eukaryote means true nucleus. Okay, and so if I were to draw a quick diagram of what that looks like, by the way, in size comparison, they're nowhere near equal. Okay, so not equal in size. The eukaryotics are tens to hundreds of times larger than a prokaryotic cell. Okay, much, much larger. Okay, I'll even put that right here. Larger than prokaryotes. Okay, they have a nucleus, right? Oops. They also have lots of small structures inside of them. So they've got a nucleus. Here's a nucleus. And inside the nucleus, you've got lots of DNA. So this is the DNA in this case. DNA. Now notice, let's see if I can shrink this down a little bit. There we go. Notice the DNA in the prokaryote is circular, and the DNA in the eukaryote is kind of a line, like a string or a line. We call that linear. So I'm going to put linear DNA. I can put circular DNA up here. Okay, circular DNA. And again, no nucleus up here. Okay. And so they had all of these little structures in them. I'm betting you know what some of them are from high school biology or something. Anyone know what the powerhouse of the cell is? Everyone always knows that one. What's the powerhouse of the cell?
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria, you're right on. Okay, the mitochondria is one of those. Okay. Okay, mitochondria. We're going to go over the rest later, the rest of all of the structures. We call these structures inside of a eukaryotic cell organelles. I guess we kind of think of them as organs to the cell. And so we had to give them a name similar to organ, because we have organs, which are structures inside of our body, and cells have structures inside of a cell. So we got to give them something that's kind of sounds like the word organ. And so we say organelle. And again, they're just structures inside of the cell. Okay. And so these are the major differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay. Prokaryotes have that circular DNA. They have no nucleus. They really have no organelles to speak of. Okay. Whereas eukaryotes, they're true nuclei. They are very much larger than the prokaryotes. They have a nucleus, they have linear DNA, and they have organelles. And so those are the major differences between the two. Okay. All right. The next thing I want to mention really quickly is the difference between plant and animal cells real fast. Okay. And then I'm going to have you draw me a picture. Okay. Let me put this up. Now, plant and animal cells are both going to be eukaryotic cells because they both have true nuclei. Okay, they have nucleus. And they have all of these other things that fall under a the eukaryotic group. Let's really quickly list 3 things that are different between plant and animal cells. First of all, plants have something called a cell wall. And if you don't know what that is at the moment, it's just a hard, rigid wall that surrounds the cell. I'll show you pictures later, okay? The second thing they have that plants have, so this is what a plant has, okay? Plants have a cell wall. Animals do not have a cell wall, okay? Plants also have this large bag in the middle of the cell that holds lots and lots of water. It's why we like our lettuce nice and crispy and not kind of wilty and yucky. It's because they have these large bags inside of their inside the cell, and we call those vacuoles. Vacuole. Oh gosh, I just forgot how to spell it. Let me look up the spelling really quick. Oh, okay, there it is. U-O-L-E. Okay, vacuole. Okay, vacuole, and they're large, and they hold water. And that makes a plant kind of more rigid and stiff because they've got lots of water inside of their cells that make it so that they're a little bit more rigid. So those are 2 very, very important things. The last thing that plants have that animal cells do not is an organelle called a chloroplast. Most plants, not all plants actually, but most plants have something called a chloroplast, and that is what does photosynthesis. Does everyone know what photosynthesis is? Give me a thumbs up if you know what photosynthesis is. Just the basic idea of it, okay? It looked like I see just about all thumbs up. So yeah, photosynthesis is how plants make their own sugar, right? Okay, in case you didn't know. And so those are the 3 major differences between plant and animal cells. The plants have these 3 things, and animal cells really don't, okay? They do have a little tiny vacuole, but it's not much to speak of. So not a big deal. We just say that plants have a large vacuole. Okay. Now, plant and animal cells. Now, okay. We good there? Everyone good to go? Okay, you guys ready for your assignment? I'm gonna give you a little activity. You're gonna draw me. You're going to, if you have, oh, I forgot to tell you, if you have your book handy, it's gonna be useful, okay? Useful at this point, okay? If you don't have your book handy, you can go to in Canvas section section 3.3 eukaryotic cells on that free online textbook. And there right away, you're going to see a visual connection, a diagram, and you're going to see both a plant and an animal cell. The animal cells are going to be on top. Here, let me show you, in case you can't see it on your screen yet. All right, so if you are using the online text, you'll see it's right at the top. You've got this picture of an animal cell and a plant cell, okay? What I want you to do on your paper that I asked you to get and a pen is I want you to spend the next 5 minutes drawing this animal cell and labeling it the best you can. And just do what you can in 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna wanna see what you got, okay? All right, everyone know what you're gonna do? Thumbs up. Okay, All right, have at it, and I'll talk to you in 5 minutes. So I'll give you about a minute and a half. We'll just see what you have. Okay, so what I want to do now, if you haven't finished, that's okay. You can certainly finish later. I just want to see where you're at. Okay, so go ahead and put your pictures up to the camera wherever you're at, and I want to see your wonderful artwork. Good job, Tirza, Caitlin, Sherry, Daisy, Blaine, Layla, Emily, Megan. So am I missing anyone? Ty? Good. 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 Tanya. Is it Tanya or Tana? I can't remember how to pronounce it. Yes, I got it. Good. All right. Excellent. Okay. Okay. So I told you I was going to let you go a little bit early today because I want you to do, first of all, have time to finish your drawings, but I also have two questions, well, three, I guess, questions I want you to go look for today for Wednesday. Okay. And I want you to have them answered for class when we start on Wednesday. Okay. So let me show you my questions. So here they are. First of all, I want you to go look and answer this question. What are the three domains of life? Which of the three domains are prokaryotes, and then which are eukaryotes? Okay. So there are going to be three domains of life. Again, domain is the top category on our hierarchy of life we learned in on the first week of class. So we need to know which ones are prokaryotes and which ones are eukaryotes. And as soon as you've got that written down, you are free to go and finish your drawing and find this information.